All right, so it is the beginning of day 5, and that makes me happy because we will be finished, wrapped up, fired up. Car will be outside sometime today, but I'm gonna read off a little list of things we have to do starting with the engine. Starter wire, fluids, air intake, which we gotta make, mass airflow sensor. Then we're into the interior with the clutch and pedal, finish wiring, gauges, trim, glove box, plumbing, brake lines, power steering. And then we're getting into the steering column. All the front sheet metal still has to go on there because you can't see it, but it's not on. Sway bar, wheels, tires fired up. With that being said, we have a ton of work to do. We've got a good team behind us that's gonna get it done. And I'm gonna jump in there, give them a hand, and sometime today, maybe sometime tonight, probably sometime tonight, we will wrap this thing up, drive it out of here, get some driving shots, and call it a long, good, successful week. In order for this car to run at all, you need a mass airflow sensor in there. It's directional. What I've done is cut out the slot for it. I'm cleaning it up right now. Comes with this little manifold here, which has the same contour as the 4-inch diameter tube. You're gonna stick that in there. I'm gonna put a little bit of silicone around it, screw it down, and that'll be a wrap. So I finished the cold air intake system, and the mass airflow sensor is mounted. 3 key things. It's very critical that you have the mass airflow sensor pointing in the right direction. It needs to be within 6 inches of straight minimum, and a minimum of 10 inches from the throttle body. So we're at about 12.
Okay.
All right, so we're here with our certified AC technician, Luis, and he's hooked up all the ports up to the compressor, and we're gonna go through an auto setting. What it's gonna do is pull vacuum, get all the moisture out, then we'll hold that vacuum, make sure there's no leaks, and then from there we'll charge the system.
That's right.
All right.
Let's do it.
And what are we gonna do after we charge the AC?
Get inside and get a blanket.
And then watch them put the rest of the car together?
Oh, sure.
Let's do it.
Why not?
Big bubbles.
Big ones?
Yep.
That's a good thing. No leaks?
No leak.
Perfect.
All right, so we're checking for leaks through the filler neck, making sure everything's gonna be A-OK.
All right, let's go ahead and get these wheels on. If I could just find the studs.
Oh, guys.
This is gonna be weird.
Here, let's open up the manual. We'll get everything on the manual.
We got the wrong fender. Give us a break.
Well, first we got to get the gaskets in there. Slide the gaskets in there. Okay, now the fender's got to go in between the core support.
Then I gotta go way back then.
That's going to be the hardest part.
Where are the sections at on this?
Section 11, start at sheet 1.
Dribble.
There we go.
Up in front, set your clutch for everything.
All right, so we put the car up on the builder blocks. This way we can line the front fenders, we can get the hood on there. They're doing the front sway bar because everything's now under a load, meaning it's at ride height. Put the front bumper on, we're at a good height too that we can do the front bumper and everything else. So for all these restoration parts, bright work, grill, a bunch of trim, a bunch of stuff in the interior, all came from Dan Chuck. I mean, there must be 200 pieces of parts here, so that's your place to go. Everything's working up here.
Should we crack the line, Jay, and see if there's air in this?
There's nowhere to crack the line.
Right there.
Oh, right there. right, so we are just wrapping up the hood. The car is complete, it runs, what an accomplishment. And today's actually Saturday. We went home Friday night for about 2 or 3 hours, came back really early, and it didn't matter how many times we kicked, screamed, punched, yelled. The whole crew stuck together. I'm exhausted, by the way. The whole crew stuck together to complete the car. All that's left is the driving shot. Stay tuned for the full episode.